Good evening, everyone. You are listening to RedPill78. I am Zak, the Corruption Detector, and this is another edition of Red Pill News for Saturday Night Livestream. I hope everyone is having a lovely day, that you've had a great week, and that you too are rested and refreshed. Well, guys, tonight I had planned to do a regular show, but after 2 straight days of driving, endless altitude, elevations and decreases, I'm not 100%. My head was a little bit off today, and it was just not possible for me to get everything together for the regular show I had. It's a very special guest, and I wanted to give her the proper respect that she was due. So tonight, we are just going to be doing an AMA. You guys can ask me anything you want. I'm going to say thank you to some very special people, and we are going to have a good time together. So without further ado, please everyone, sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, and we'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsor. Noble Gold told me that this July 4th was special. Gold is up around 16% and the Dow has lost around 10%. And if you start a gold or silver IRA this July, you will get one of these, a 5-ounce America the Beautiful silver bullion coin with every qualifying IRA. To qualify, you must mention my name, RedPill78, and make sure you start the IRA in the month of July. Well, you can click the link below to visit noblegoldinvestments.com or call Noble Gold today at 877-646-5347 and make sure you get the ball rolling this July. Again, the link is in the description and the pinned comment to visit noblegoldinvestments.com or call them at 877-646-5347. Please tell them RedPill78 sent you to qualify for your free 5-ounce silver coin valued at $150. When you support my sponsors, you support this channel. Oh, that's the wrong button. Hold on. There we go. That's the right button. That's the right button. I just want to say thank you especially to Noble Gold for continuing to sponsor my channel. In today's uncertain world, I'm going to tell you things are always a little bit tricky in this news game. So without without people like you guys directly sponsoring the channel here, I wouldn't be able to continue to keep doing this work. So it means a lot, and just wanted to make sure that I got that out of the way, you guys, because it really is important. You know, there are so many different types of channels here on YouTube, on this platform, and the fact that you guys are interested in coming here and watching my channel, hearing what I have to say, you have no idea how much it means to me. And, you know, I saw a lot of people in the chat before I even started, you know, saying that, man, they were looking forward to seeing a stream, and that always blows my mind. Like, the idea that people are waiting to hang out with me on this stream. It is so cool. Somebody wants to know, Jimmy Riggin, tell us about your tattoos. I will tell you what my philosophy is about tattoos, is to never get a tattoo that means anything to you, because inevitably the circumstances in your life will change. I just get tattoos based on the art. I had some things that I wanted. I had my daughter design and draw one. I wanted to get a tattoo of a hot dog. I thought that was funny. I got a tattoo of like an MC Escher Impossible type shape. And I've got a tattoo of a snake and a rooster fighting. I've got a tattoo of a kraken taking down a pirate ship. I've got a tattoo of a raven. So really, you know, it's just things that I thought were cool. I did not want to do red pills get you high. They get you high on the truth, Rob. They get you high on the truth, but nothing else. Red pills actually have a unique experience of making you more attuned to reality. Unlike a lot of drugs, red pills will seriously bring you back down to earth and force your mind into experiencing what is actually happening. So And also, you know, if you don't like tattoos, if tattoos aren't for you, then I think that that's fine. Or if you have a different philosophy behind tattoos, I think that's fine as well. This is just my own personal thinking. With the way that I do it. You know, I also have this, hold on, there you go, a sugar skull. A sugar skull, and then, of course, we all know about the Popeye tattoo. Now, we definitely are going to be talking about Wayfair. My buddy Tommy G did this incredible thread, so we got to go over that. There are, yeah, blue pills make you numb. I am interested in living life and keeping my eyes open. Blue pills will inevitably close your eyes and your mind. So we're not going to go against that. We're not going to do that. So let's see here. We've got a bunch of thank yous I want to do, you guys. I got so many packages and cards in the mail while I was gone. Did I gamble? Kirk, I gambled $40. Yes, I did gamble, and I'll tell you, I said this on the stream on Wednesday, I felt like I just flushed $40 down the toilet. I do not think that gambling is something that, you know, is good for me. I'm not interested in it. I wanted to try it simply because we were someplace where you could gamble, but, man, I really just do not see myself gambling ever again. I felt terrible. You know, it was like I pushed a button and I just watched the money just, you know, blow away in the wind. And I guess perhaps there are other ways to gamble, maybe other ways that are fun, but you have to understand the games. I mean, I've played cards before, euchre, I can play spades. But that's about it. You know, I am not real good with like poker or blackjack. I feel, honestly, I think that the casinos cheat. Really, I don't think that there's a way to do it and to do it, you know, I guess with any like honor. I don't think that those casinos are going to let you in. The only reason that they stay in business is because people consistently lose. People just, they go in there and their money just, you know, it flushes down the toilet, you know. Cards, craps, roulette. I mean, Rook Castle, are you able to gamble successfully and win money? Because I just don't understand how it could be a possibility. I mean, not for me. I mean, it just, I guess maybe it's because maybe I went in thinking that I wasn't going to win. Maybe you've got to have the idea in your mind that you're going to be a successful gambler, but I don't know. Boom, easy $400. Topic for tonight is we're going to be talking about some of the stuff that I missed this week while I was off. We're going to be talking about some thank yous. Let me just grab this box real quick, guys. All right, so I have a box of goodies. Now, Real Red Pill Girlfriend, you are watching right now. Yeah, I used to play spades when I was in prison. No, we played spades in high school, and I remember at the time people joking that it was a prison game. I grew up playing euchre. My parents taught me how to play euchre, and they used to have, like, euchre tournaments, and it seemed like a lot of fun, you know? I mean, I enjoy euchre. I think that there is a certain level of skill with euchre that you're not going to get, you know, and spades is like a low-class euchre. That's how it was described to me when I was a kid. So we had one of the viewers of the show. I don't have a pseudonym, so I'm just going to say Maria. Maria makes handmade jewelry, and honey, Real Red Pill Girlfriend, this is the first time that you're going to be seeing this. So she sent us a necklace. This is a shungite necklace, and I just wanted to show these off so that we can show Maria's skill. And if Maria wants to let people know who she is, then we can put that in the chat, and then people can purchase things. So right there, it's a beautiful shungite pendant. There's a couple of bracelets, and there is another pendant here. Now, these are all handmade, one-of-a-kind designs by Maria. Here is a red, white, and blue sodalite, shungite, and shell bamboo bracelet right there, patriotic. And then a shungite bracelet right here. Now, I have heard tell that shungite is great for... Slow the chat. Okay, honey, I will. I've heard that shungite is good for, like, warding off, like, EMF signals and stuff like that. Do you guys know anything about that? I mean, I've only heard it anecdotally. There we go. People love shungite. My mom loves shungite. Yeah, so other people do know about this. So, I mean, you know, I'm not really a bracelet guy, but maybe just for the broadcast tonight, I'll wear it in honor of Maria and the job she's done. And then one more necklace here. This one is a little bit more detailed. This is shungite which is good for EMF, she says, and purification and truth. So perfect for this show. Lepidolite, which is for emotional healing, purification, serenity, and stress relief. And Peridot, which is great for prosperity and well-being, which is also something that I think everybody can use. And here it is. This is gorgeous right here. Look at that. It's a bunch of different minerals, and it's all wound up with silver, it looks like. So I just wanted to say thank you very much, Maria, for that. And now I also got a package from my buddy Phantom Crypto Trooper 2. I don't know if you're watching tonight or not, buddy, but this is something that he's been waiting to get to me for quite some time. Look at this. It's a Popeye the Sailorman Funko Pop. This is really cool. I want to say thank you very much for that, buddy. Also, a Popeye the Sailorman bendable toy. That's pretty sweet as well. And then also to go with it, we've got a keychain, Popeye the Sailorman bendable keychain as well. So thank you, Phantom Crypto Trooper. We appreciate that, buddy. And then, there is a Shungite keychain as well. Shungite keychain as well from Maria. Thank you very much, Maria. I appreciate that. Let me get these out of the way here. Set these down. Also, you guys, I did not tweet out the show, so if you would be so kind as to help me by sharing this on your favorite social media platform, I would really appreciate it. Okay, I got a card right here from Anita. Anita sent a donation as well. She said that she is sending this for my fantastic contribution to the cause, and she so appreciates all of my great educational videos. She's taking care of her mom, and that they both watch me, and they are big fans. So she says, please continue to help save our country, and you keep me and my mom in the know. Thank you very, very much for that, Anita, and for the contents of the card. I appreciate that. We also have a letter from Dan and Marie. Dan and Marie, thank you for that donation. Appreciate you there. And then a letter, well, this is actually unsigned, but it says, lifting you up in prayer. May God give you strength when yours is gone. May his grace and mercy carry you on. May the unending love that he has for you revive your heart and see you through. And then there is Psalm 73:26. God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. And it says, I'm a longtime listener to your show, but don't usually comment. I'm sorry about YouTube's NAZI demonetization of your channel. Yes, and then sent a donation. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. And then Yoko also sent a donation. Thank you so much, Yoko. And then James Lumpkin. James is attempting to get in touch with, well, hold on. I want to show what James did. Look, I don't want to show his address, but look, he drew a picture of Batman on here. How cool is that? He needs to get in touch with RDoc. So RDoc, if you're watching, James wants to get your email. Also, Matthew from Truth Not Fiction Matters. Oh. Also, guys, I've got some not wireless, but in-ear monitors instead of these big headphones. So those are going to be on the way, hopefully very soon. I need to also wanted to say a couple of thank yous from PayPal and from Cash App while I was on vacation. Also, specifically, David O, you know who you are. You're a patron, and you said that you had sent several donations on PayPal, and I didn't read them off on the air, and I want you to know how sorry I am, because with PayPal, you guys, it's unreliable. It only sends me a notification for like a certain time, and if that time is gone, then it pushes out the other notifications, and I can't see those messages anymore, and I don't know when people, sent the donation, if they sent it during the show, so it makes it really difficult for me to go back and read them. Now, I specifically did not clear out any notifications while I was in Atlantic City, but Jeff said that he's a big fan of my work, and and Mad Max in the chats. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that from you, Mad Max. Elise says, can you have your audience download and rate Trump's 5-star apps? Dems brought it down to, oh, that is not cool. Elise, what do you mean? President Trump, is there like an official President Trump app? You guys, if there is an official President Trump app, or perhaps the Trump hotel chain, we need to go and we need to leave a 5-star review for the president. I have stayed at a Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas. It was gorgeous, very luxurious, very affordable as well, I might add. I got a really great deal for it. A real Red Pill girlfriend can definitely attest to that. But yeah, let's go ahead and we're going to leave some 5-star 5-star reviews for the president because he deserves it. I think that his businesses are quality businesses. He started out with a small loan of $1 million from his father, and he's built a multi-billion-dollar industry. I absolutely love President Trump. Sue, thank you very much for that as well. Also, Ryan, this is a very long message, wants to know how awake everyone is. Now, I want you guys to go check out Our Cloaked Unseen World. Our Cloaked Unseen World on YouTube. We talked about it the other day, last weekend on the stream, and Ryan has some interesting stuff on there. It has to do with Nikola Tesla, and I think it's worth checking out. So if you haven't subbed to Ryan yet, definitely go do that. Also, Michelle, I appreciate you there, Michelle. And Wade said, I can't believe you're only 44 miles from me. Yes, unfortunately, I'm a New Jersey resident. Now, I've heard some nasty stuff about New Jersey, guys, but I have to say, I went to Oceanside, New Jersey, and I thought that it was beautiful. I thought that New Jersey was just had an endearing charm. You know, the people there in Oceanside were nice. It's a dry town. I don't drink alcohol, so I appreciated that there was a lot of family activities to do. I went on the boardwalk. You know, I had a great time. You know, Atlantic City was cool too, even if it was a different vibe. I still had a great time. Now, he said, why are you here? Patriots don't visit New Jersey. Have some more lobster rolls and enjoy your trip. Stay cool and be safe. We love RedPill78. Keep up the good work. Trump 2020, MAGA, COG, where we go one, we go all. And thank you very much for that, people from New Jersey. All right, so those are the only notifications that I have from when I was in New Jersey. I know that there were other ones, so I apologize, guys, if I missed you. But I also want to make sure that people are sending it to the right PayPal, because I had an old PayPal, which is paypal.me/RedPill78. They locked that PayPal, so I had to start a new one, which was RedPill78 News. And yeah, I just want to make sure you guys are sending it to the right one, because if you're sending it to the old one, I don't have that installed on my phone, so I won't necessarily see it. But Janice sent me a very, very generous donation yesterday on the drive home, and she said, thank you for all your hard work. I so appreciate that, Janice. We also had, Sam. He said, sent an email. This is the first time I've seen this. Oh, Pastor Sam sent an email. He was telling me about some affiliate affiliate programs that I could take action on. Thank you very much, Sam. I am going to check those out. Also, Gaffer Anon. Gaffer Anon said, for vacation funds, you've more than earned it. So thank you very much, Gaffer, longtime friend of the program. Christopher Anderson as well. Also, Arnaldo Garcia. Thank you, Arnaldo. And Leslie. Leslie had given donations at the tail end of the last live stream. So really appreciate it. Also, you guys, we need to support Goya Foods. The CEO of Goya Foods is in the midst of an attempted cancellation right now. I'm going to tell you, I don't eat any other black beans except for Goya black beans. They are excellent quality. It's great stuff. And I think that any company that is willing to speak up and support the president, then they deserve our support. You know, I mean, what these liberals want to do is make it unprofitable to be a patriotic American, to support your president. Now, there is something to be said for having respect of the office. I may not have liked Obama, but I certainly respected the office. As soon as he was out of there, it's fair game, all right? But President Trump is in the office of the presidency right now, and he was elected by a sizable margin. He deserves the respect of the American people, not only because he holds that office, but also because of the amazing job he's done, the incredible work he's done to support our country, and everything that is happening here in America today is 100% by and large due to President Trump and his actions. So without President Trump, our country would be in a very different situation. Can you imagine if President Nancy Pelosi was in office, if President Hillary Clinton or President Adam Schiff? It would be nothing but self-serving, left-leaning policies, nothing good for America, nothing good for the people of this country. So I appreciate you guys. Now, those were all the donations. And once again, if I missed anything, guys, I'm really sorry. But if you want to like donate while I'm on the air and make sure that I read it, then Cash App is the best bet, because I have like a never-ending list of notifications, and I have to accept, and I have to, send you a heart and tell you how much I appreciate it at the time. So the biggest news this week. Now, I think I was wondering at the time, did I pick the wrong week to take a vacation? Because it was the 10th week in that, 10-week countdown. It was insane because there was no posts. There was just a couple of tidbits of news. I got quite a bit of news, actually. Methods was keeping me informed the whole time that I was on the road, and I definitely appreciate that. We got new news about Michael Flynn, a couple of new things about Michael Flynn. We had an excellent story from Owen about George Soros. We had the South Korean ex-president. She got her sentence commuted. Roger Stone got his sentence commuted. That was insane. Also, a dead cat received a voter registration card in the mail. If there was ever an argument against the process of sending ballots by mail to voter registrants, it's the idea that this cat got a voter registration card. How do they let that one slip through? It makes you think just how many people out there could potentially be voting if they are cats or dogs or dead people. Absolutely insane. So, one more thing, guys. I have reapplied for monetization here on YouTube. I am fairly confident that if somebody from the company was to take a look at the channel, they would see that I do not produce hateful or harmful content. So if you wouldn't mind praying for me that the review goes well, because honestly, all I do is speak the truth. I bring news and information with a positive spin on America and the American experience, and I don't attack anyone, and I think that my content is just fine for advertising, and I think that there are many conservative advertisers out there who use the service here on YouTube, because, let's face it, Google and YouTube own the advertising game, and I think that was by no coincidence. They did that on purpose. But if they want to advertise someplace other than a makeup channel or a left-leaning channel like the Young Turks or something like that, I'm an excellent alternative to that. So, just keep me in your prayers, guys. I would certainly appreciate it. Now, I want to take you to this other bit of insane news which came out while I was on the road. Have you guys heard about this? And now I'm sure that all of you have heard about this. There was this just really strange discovery having to do with Wayfair. Wayfair, H3H3 got a lot of them reinstated. I don't know that I am the type of channel that H3H3 wants to help out. Yeah, I'll try, but I know that Ethan and Gila have like their own type of clique, and I don't know that they're comfortable helping out a conservative channel such as myself. I'll definitely reach out to them, though. I appreciate the tip. But so Wayfair was apparently found to be selling some very expensive furniture, throw pillows, things that, might cost, a couple tens of dollars, maybe a couple of $100, but some, like a $10,000 throw pillow, like a $13,000 cheap metal storage cabinet. It doesn't make any sense. But my friend Tommy G on Twitter, he did a series of videos where he goes through some of the most compelling stuff. Now, I have to admit, when I first heard that Wayfair was potentially involved in trafficking and that they actually responded to it, I was pretty blown away. There's always a lot of crazy theories that are flying around. People are looking for the truth under every nook and crevice and cranny and corner that they possibly can. We have been lied to our entire lives. I don't think that many people who are on YouTube looking for answers have ever felt that they've gotten a straight answer. I don't know about you guys, but I certainly know that I've been lied to my entire life. So when someone finds something that makes them go, and hold on just a second, I need to drink some of my Thank you, President Trump. Watch the water. So, not just Wayfair, also Etsy and Alibaba. So Etsy is a user-driven system like eBay. People make their own listings on there. Alibaba is owned by the Chinese, so I'm not too surprised about that. But on Etsy, you know, I've seen very expensive things on Etsy, but you can purchase like handmade artisanal things. Now, Wayfair is a big company. Yes, Space Shot found that Soros, yes, it's the Soros Fund that has an ownership stake in Wayfair. The CEO of Wayfair was photographed with Ghislaine Maxwell. You know, the thing about this is that there are so many threads that go back and make you think, wow, this could really be a theory that has some real weight to it. Now Tommy G found some interesting stuff in here. You know, and let me see. There is you know, obviously you've got
earlier to
hang on. Let me turn it off. I want you guys to watch the video, but I wanted to show you some of the things in it. So, you know, here's one of the things. You know, that's a $13,000 shelf. This is what really got me. Okay, is that the titles of the books on the shelf, because these are clearly done on purpose, all right? You've got a book that's labeled kindergarten. You've got books that are talking about human trafficking. You've got books that are talking about little kids. You know, this is all staged in such a manner so that, I mean, people are going to see it. Maybe they're not going to consciously know what it is they're looking at. But right here, you can see on the shelf here, it says Haitian Friends. Haitian Friends. Wow. You know, I mean, obviously Haiti is one of the largest human trafficking hubs in the world. And clearly it's connected back to the Clintons. Now, this is the only part of it that I can kind of explain. So this book, Bloody Harvest, I am familiar with it. It is an older book that is no longer in print, and it's talking about the process of the Chinese government harvesting the organs of the Falun Gong, which is not so much a religious doctrine as it is just a philosophical doctrine. People who do exercises and relaxation techniques, and they're healthier than your average everyday Chinese people. But someone is selling this book for $900. Now, I imagine, you know, I look at this and I've seen this before because when I was doing research for my show with an activist who is specifically working on this issue, the organ harvesting of Falun Gong practitioners, I saw that this book was on sale at that time. Now, it's out of print, so that means it's not produced any longer, and this copy is being sold by a private seller. So they can charge whatever they want, and for some people, books can be very valuable. So they're willing to pay $901.76 so that they can get their copy of the book. So I can kind of I can understand why this one is like this. Now, the contents of the book are very disturbing. If you guys haven't seen that show that I did about organ harvesting in China, I would highly recommend watching it so that you can go ahead and get some more information about it. But, you know, going back to the video here, you can see that this is not the actual book Bloody Harvest. This is just a book that someone at Wayfair has photoshopped the title Bloody Harvest on, and then we have Haitian Friends again, and there are several other really strange choices, you know, not the types of books that you would expect to find on a furniture website like this. So, you know, just so many different things about this theory are really strange, and it lends itself to a continued dive. Now, the only thing that makes me go, let's hold on a second, is that immediately we have people from the media just jumping on the fact and blaming us, this movement, for, taking this down, the natural road. Now, this guy right here is saying, oh, it was a price glitch. They falsely claim glitches on storage boxes. So it could be a price glitch, but that is not it. There are things like this, the SKU for this item right here. When you search on Yandex, you will find images of children, and I'm not going to go into any more depth. Now, there also was several people who put together the fact that when you compare the names of these items to the names of children from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, it lines up. Let's go ahead and take a look at this video. I retweeted this first thing this morning before I left.
Taken down.
And let's just go ahead and take a listen.
Now nobody's allowed to see it, so please help me spread the word so we can find these girls. Okay, I just saw this on Twitter, and this girl went missing. And now Wayfair is selling this cabinet with the same name for $12,000. But that's not it. This girl, missing. This cabinet with coincidentally the same exact name that she has, $13,000. Same thing, Annabelle, she's missing. The Annabelle, $10,000. Yeah, we're not done. Kyla Coleman, missing. Look, Kyla, the same spelling for $12,000. Why are we selling a 2-door metal cabinet for 12 grand? Wayfair, you have some serious
They do have some serious explaining to do. It's a very, very troubling and strange coincidence. Trump cucked on wearing a mask. Well, President Trump is in a no-win situation there, brother. It's either he wears the mask because he's at a hospital and, he looks like a fool to some people, or he doesn't wear a mask and he gets pilloried by the media. So instead of writing stories about how he didn't wear a mask at the hospital, now they're all writing stories about the fact that he wore a mask. I don't think that the story of President Trump wearing a mask or not is something that deserves our attention. I think that this story right here is something that deserves our attention. Why isn't this trending on Twitter? Because it clearly is trending. Why is the story about President Trump wearing a mask in a hospital on the trending tab right there? It does not make any sense. Why? Because they don't want to cover it. As Tommy G said in his videos on his thread, the only people covering it are people like us. It's us covering it. All right. Now, the news, the only thing they're doing is going after us. Who are the real journalists here? That's my question. Who's a journalist? Is it RedPill78? Is it Tommy G? Or is it this cuck Ben writing for the Washington Post or for BuzzFeed, making fun of people whose only desire it is to find out the truth and maybe to bring home some children? I don't have to tell you guys the statistics about missing and exploited children. I don't have to tell you guys how many kids go missing all over the world. This is a real issue. This is an actual thing that happens. And what would they rather do? They would rather make fun of the people who are trying to figure out what is going on. Instead of looking for these kids and trying to get to the bottom of it themselves, they are instead obsessed with making fun of the president for doing what they've all been begging and pleading for him to do the entire time. And here we are. We're just trying to get to the bottom of it. And instead, they're making fun of us. They can shove off, okay? I don't care. They are not journalists. They are paid actors. They pick up their 4 a.m. talking points and they get on the air. They go to their newspapers. They write on their blogs and they get paid to make fun of the general public, the people who really want to figure out what the heck is going on. I need to say thank you to Daryl Devine. Thank you very much, Daryl. Daryl says, for the Wayfair, CP and money laundering. Yeah, I think that this has a lot to do with stuff like that. I mean, it could be straight CP. It could be straight money laundering. It could be actual brokering of these poor children. There are so many different things that can go into this. And like I said, Ghislaine, she was pictured with the CEO. The new CEO comes in and they've got ties to Soros and all of that stuff. We've actually got children who are being stolen and who are being sold into slavery. And instead, they are obsessed with things that have happened hundreds of years ago. They want to tear down our statues. They want to destroy and rewrite our history. But meanwhile, we just want to get to the bottom of what's going on. Thank you. Also, Kyle says, this is for the war chest. Thank you very much, Kyle. I appreciate that. Bill Simpson, what up with you? How you doing, brother? You guys... this is another thing. Mia Informed, thank you very much for bringing that up. Do you guys remember that poor couple in St. Louis? The couple who lived in the gated community and a private community, no public roads, no public sidewalks. It had a wall around it. It had an iron gate. The people who were peacefully protesting in St. Louis, they tore down the gate and they entered their private community. And these people exited their home. They were on their own property, and they were exercising their Second Amendment and seeking to protect themselves and their property. They themselves had some weapons that were pointed directly at them. They were threatened, and they did what any other land-owning, God-fearing American citizen would and should do. You know what they did to them? The police, the St. Louis police, they served a warrant. They served a warrant on their house. They went in and they confiscated at least one of those weapons, the rifle that the husband had. Now, the lawyer of the couple is actually in possession of the handgun. I don't know what it was, a 22 or a 38 or something like that. Yeah, they took the AR-15 Mad Max. The DA took their weapon, a legal weapon. They illegally took their legal weapon. They didn't purchase it in an illegal manner. They owned it. They were registered, and instead they came in and took it. And he is a lawyer, Southern Comfort says, and he is a lawyer. It's insane. It is absolutely insane what's going on right now in our country. And this is why I am interested in making sure we continue to get to the truth on a daily basis. I appreciate you guys showing up after I had, that whole week off. It was really something I needed. I am going to be making a video on Monday. I'm not going to be taking Monday off because I took this past week off. But I also want to say tomorrow on Comfy Sunday, Methods and I are returning to our regularly scheduled broadcast. And my good friend Bryson Gray is going to be there. He just had a new album drop, and we're going to be talking about that. So let me just see. You guys, I mean, what's on your minds? What pistol looked like a 380 auto? Okay, yeah, very, very well could be. I hope they sue him too. They deserve to get sued. The city of St. Louis is endangering those people, also publicizing their information. And when the husband went on CNN, the way he was treated by Chris Cuomo was just unconscionable. I could not understand how Chris Cuomo can sleep at night with the way that he treated him. Saying that he had become some type of a symbol for, the supremacy of one race over another. Absolutely insane. Maybe he became a symbol for the protection of your home and property. I certainly think that is a possibility, but I don't think that anybody was looking at that guy and saying, he's a terrible person. No, the people who broke into his private gated community, those were the terrible people. Yes, those were the terrible people. Let's see. Oh, yes, that's right. White Hat. I'm sorry. I totally forgot. White Hat is going to be on Comfy Sunday, too, in the first hour. Dang, thank you for reminding me, you guys. I appreciate that. Yeah, Cuomo is, he's a real piece of work. Real piece of work. Not at all. Not at all. All right, so let me see here. There was a couple other things that I wanted to talk to you. Have you guys seen the video from the Daily Caller? This is actually Methods. Methods made the Daily Caller. Like, how cool is that? About the cat. No, wait, didn't he? I could have sworn he was in here. Did they take him out? Methods, where are you? Yeah, they took Methods out of the Daily Caller. Well, that is interesting. They replaced him with somebody else. They left Donald Trump in there, but they took out Methods. Man, that's a real bummer, you guys. I was pretty happy about that. Oh, let's see. But yeah, what's on your mind, you guys? What did I miss this week that that happened in the news. I mean, you guys want to do a call-in for a little bit? Oh, wow. All right. A couple of different nose-touching videos came out this week. First, RFK Jr. was on an Instagram live stream, and someone asked if Jr. was alive to touch your nose. He clearly touched his nose. Now, I don't know what to think about that. I mean, he kind of had a smile on his face, so maybe he was, playing into the, just to the fun of it, or honestly, maybe he meant that he was alive. Now, I haven't talked about this yet, but there's a website that I go to called crazydaysandnights.net. And there's this guy, Enty, and I'm trying to get him on the show. He's an entertainment lawyer in Hollywood. He does these blind items. He gives a story about a person or a situation, and then maybe later in the future he will reveal who that person is. A lot of times it's about some troubling things that take place in Hollywood, the things that we know already that exist. Watch the water. But in this blind item, he tells a story about JFK Jr. and the fact that when he was running George Magazine, he met with members of the Mexican drug cartel, I want to say in New York City, and he was wearing a wire. And they found out. Now, he made it out alive, but shortly after that, his plane went down. So there's a theory that maybe he went into the witness protection program. Now, I don't want anyone to quote me saying that JFK Jr. is alive and in the witness protection program. I don't know that to be the case. I'm simply saying that this blind happened, and then RFK Jr. touched his nose. Now, Tumbleweed UK. There are pictures of RFK Jr. at family seaside outings with a fit masked man. That is interesting. That is very interesting. I would like to see that. I've never seen that before. Now, but here's the other thing. This is the reason that it gives me pause. If JFK Jr. was in the witness protection program and RFK Jr. gave him up by touching his nose and letting people know that he's alive, he would be putting JFK Jr.'s life in danger. So I think that this one is still up as a maybe. Not going to say that it's a good thing. That is 100% true. So I don't know about that. But Roger Stone's sentence getting commuted, that was another one that I definitely wanted to talk to. So let's see. Now, he was previously scheduled to go to prison on July 14th, and he had made a request to President Trump asking for his sentence to be commuted. And President Trump went ahead and did that. He did the right thing. Now, Roger Stone is only one of, I believe, just over 100 people that President Trump has commuted while in office. Now, Bill Clinton, he commuted a lot more people than that. Barack Obama, over 1,000 people. You never heard the news saying, anything at all about those guys commuting anybody. And the types of people they were commuting they were not good people. They were people who were in prison for like terror charges, who had done serious damage to the United States, had really swindled people out of millions of dollars. You guys remember Mark Rich, Bill Clinton pardoned him, and he had never even been caught. Okay, he pardoned him so that he didn't have to worry about getting caught after Bill Clinton left office. Now, so President Trump did the right thing. This was an illegitimate investigation from the very beginning. So Roger Stone never should have gotten caught up in it at all. But, he found himself about to go to prison. Amy Berman Jackson? She was going to send Roger Stone to prison for essentially the rest of his life. Now, also Roger Stone's Facebook has been shut down. Obviously, they don't want him to speak. But he is. I don't think he's gonna be quiet. I think that he's gonna find a way to continue to get out. I just saw earlier today when I got home that he was a guest on the Tinfoil Hat podcast with my buddy Sam Tripoli. I would like to have Roger Stone on the show. I think that he would make a good guest. Now, there was something else that happened. The Supreme Court handed down a decision which makes it easier for a grand jury to get access to the president's tax returns. But here's the thing. It also opens them up to having their tax returns examined, and also all of Congress. All right? So I think this is a win. I think in the end it's a win. Now, should people, in government have access to the private tax returns of President Trump or anybody else? Nah, really. I don't think they should. But I know that President Trump is an honest person, and I know that he won't have anything in his tax returns which are going to be anything as a cause for concern. So I think that this is only going to be bad for the justices of the Supreme Court and for the dishonest members of the Washington, D.C. swamp. So I think that we need to keep our eyes open for that. New information is going to come out. I think that Pelosi is not interested in having her tax returns examined, but I want to say that I believe they will. I believe that they certainly will. I also see people saying that both of the couple, the man and the woman in St. Louis, are lawyers. So good for them. Good for them. I hope that they do go after the city, because the way that they've been treated has not been cool. Now, I also really wanted to talk about this new report about the Durham investigation, saying that he is feeling some pressure to wrap up the Spygate investigation and that he might not decide anything until after the election. Now, the only reason for concern, if that were actually the case, if Durham really didn't want to, do this before the election, the only way we should be concerned is if President Trump is not going to win. And I want you guys to know that President Trump 100% is going to win in November. I want Durham to report his findings before the election. Believe me, I definitely want him to report his findings before the election. But if he doesn't, I think that it is only going to add to the legitimacy of those findings, which I think is unfortunate. I want to see this happen right now. But we also have to keep in mind that these are two sources at Fox News, okay? So who are these sources? Who are the people that are getting the information? How do we know that John Durham even said what he said? How do we know this isn't just a ploy which is meant to, degrade us and make us feel that nothing is going to happen? I don't know. I don't necessarily trust it because it's coming from Fox News. But I do trust in John Durham to do a complete and thorough investigation. I trust in the Department of Justice under Attorney General Bill Barr. And I'm going to go ahead and, just leave it at that. I think that there's nothing for us to worry about. Ooh, Ruth, Barr said it. Barr said that he's going to kick the can till after the election. Man, President Trump is not, openly happy about it. But I also know that President Trump is playing a role. 9 times out of 10, President Trump is he's playing a role here when he's out there talking on Twitter and when he's speaking to the press. So he said, we have a totally corrupt previous administration, including a president and vice president who spied on my campaign and got caught, and nothing happens to them. This crime was taking place even before my election. Everyone knows it, and yet all are frozen stiff with fear. No Republican Senate judiciary response, no justice, no FBI, no nothing. Major horror show reports on Comey and McCabe, guilty as hell, nothing happens. Catch Obama and Biden cold, nothing. A 3-year, $45 million Mueller hoax failed, investigated everything, won all against the federal government. And the Democrats send everything to politically corrupt New York, which is falling apart with everyone leaving, to give it a second, third, and fourth try. Now the Supreme Court gives a delay ruling that they would have never given for another president. This is prosecutorial misconduct. We catch the other side spying on my campaign, the biggest political crime and scandal in U.S. history, and nothing happens. But despite this, I have done more than any president in history in my first 3.5 years. And he's right. He's right. All of these things are true, but it just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. We have had a tremendous failure by so many different people in our government. President Trump, as far as I'm concerned, has been the only thing reliable in his administration. And because we have consistent results from him over and over again, President Trump makes a promise, he delivers. America gets better, America gets stronger, the people of America find themselves moving forward. All of these other people, our government is broken. Okay, they can't work together. They can't solve an issue. They can't tie a shoe. They can't walk and fart at the same time. People like Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff, these people only work towards one end, and that is to serve their own needs and, their own predilections, if you will. They don't care about America. They don't care about this country. They only care about getting rid of President Trump because he's an existential threat to their continued stranglehold on this country and their never-ending, constant fiscal drain on the American taxpayer. It is distressing, believe me. I am distressed when I look at Washington, D.C., but I am hopeful because President Trump is there and he's actually doing something. He is moving things around. Things are happening. Now, I said before there was no posts this past week. It has been a slow news week overall, not too much to talk about, so I think I chose the right time to take a vacation. But I think it's going to get faster here. Things next week are going to heat up. I'm looking forward to that. Yes. All those people need to go. Those people need to get out of Washington. But I've said this before. What's going to happen when those people are pushed out of government? Who's going to replace them? Is it just going to be more people like them? Are we going to have an actual change in the American system? Something else happened, and I haven't seen this talked about too many places, but the Supreme Court handed down a really controversial decision in regards to the sovereignty of Oklahoma. Do we have any Oklahomans in the audience here, guys? Anyone from Oklahoma, maybe might live in Tulsa, in the audience tonight? I just want to see who's here from Oklahoma before I start talking about it. Any Oklahomans in the audience? Well, while I'm waiting, okay, there we go. Grouchy Ed is an Okie. So there was a Supreme Court case that was decided very recently. There was a Native American man who committed a heinous crime against a 4-year-old child back in the mid to late 90s. And he argued that the state of Oklahoma had no jurisdiction to prosecute him because the state of Oklahoma was never properly made a state because they never properly dissolved the Muskogee Native American reservation there. So this was pushed up through several different courts and then finally made its way to the U.S. Supreme Court. And in a 5-3 decision, the Supreme Court of the United States of America sided with this man. And what that means is that they gave away half of the state of Oklahoma to the Native Americans living there at the Muskogee Reservation. The sovereignty of the state of Oklahoma is now split in two. The eastern portion of Oklahoma, which is where Tulsa is, I believe it's almost 2 million people there. The state of Oklahoma no longer has jurisdiction over all those people. You've got about 1,700 violent offenders there in eastern Oklahoma who are going to have to be set free because all of their convictions are now irrelevant because the state of Oklahoma has no jurisdiction. Now, the federal government still has jurisdiction over that. But yeah, this is good for the natives, but it's not good for the people of Oklahoma. What about all the tax dollars? What about all the laws? What about all those violent offenders who are going to be set free to do the same things that we're seeing happen in California and New York? I think that it opens up the rest of this country to similar cases. And we already know that they are going to take these cases in many other states and do the same thing. The entire state of California was at one time a Native American reservation. Was it properly dissolved? I don't know. I don't know. But right now, the state of Oklahoma is now split in two, and it could very possibly happen in the, everywhere west of the Mississippi. The entire, eastern portion of the United States, I mean, those would basically be intact. But everything west of the Mississippi is potentially up for grabs. And that would mean that the state legislatures would be dissolved. I don't think that governors would continue to be in power. All the people there would be under the jurisdiction of reservation police forces. Now, B. Daniel says it only applies to tribal members, not everyone, and they can be tried by the feds. Robert Barnes did a great legal explanation on live stream. Okay, so they will, but here's the thing. They're going to have to be retried by the feds, and what's going to happen to them in the meantime? Are they going to remain in a state prison where their convictions have been overturned? Probably not. They're going to have to be transferred into federal custody, and the major problem here is that it's going to be just a large juggling act. They're going to have to figure a lot of this stuff out. Are they going to do it in time? Are they going to do it fast enough so that these people don't get out of prison and start harming children? Yes, electoral votes. Yeah, there's not going to be any electoral votes if the states are not actually states and they get handed over to Native American jurisdiction. Here's the thing. This is a great theory that I saw about this. There's something called Presidential Directive 51, and I want to get this pulled up so that I say this correctly. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Presidential Directive 51. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Okay, so National Continuity Policy. So basically, President Trump, if he wanted to, he could enact this directive and he could dissolve the federal government. So if he were to dissolve the federal government and then to create a new constitutional government in its place, that would be a very quick way to completely drain the swamp and start over from the beginning. Is he going to do that? I don't know. I think that if he was to do that, then they would attack him and say that, look, he's the dictator we've all been telling you that he was. But, you know, why way more bricks and ivory? Should I be worried? I don't know if you should be worried. I think that it is a scary proposition that the Supreme Court of the United States is potentially handing off land because they didn't word it properly back, the early turn of the century when these states became states. I mean, I think it's something that we just have to keep our eyes open for. If they do the same thing in other places, then I think that it could potentially destroy the country and just tear it apart. But do they want to do that? I don't know. I can't believe that they did it in Oklahoma. I have to be really honest with you. Gorsuch was the deciding vote. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on it. That's really all I can say. I don't know if we should be scared or not. Hopefully everything's going to turn out fine, and hopefully the federal government works with the states to figure out what they're going to do, and that all these prisoners are not going to be let go, and all of the the rules and regulations are going to be figured out real quick, and then Oklahoma is going to be a state still. All right, guys. We're going to please chat, as Red Pill asked you, no words to trigger the YouTube. Yeah, please, guys, try not to say cuss words or words that are going to trigger the YouTube algorithm, because they will come after the channel, and we don't want that to happen. They've already started to come after the channel, and we need to keep this channel going. Let's see. You guys, we're going to be signing off here any moment. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for Comfy Sunday with Methods, White Hat, and Bryson Gray. We're going to have a great time tomorrow, guys. Also, Hey Jude says for Amazon... Oh, it's Amazon is the same as... Let me see. Amazon is the same as Wayfair, apparently. Thank you very much, Hey Jude. Let me go to Lisa May real quick, and we'll take a look and see what she's discovered. Gosh, I hate Twitter right now, you guys, I have to say. Well, I don't know where it's at. I'll find it and I'll retweet it, you guys. Anyways, thank you very much to everybody who showed up tonight. Thank you, everybody who shared and liked the program. If you haven't left a like yet, please go ahead and do that. London Patriot wants to know if I can please say something about the UK. They are fully rolling out the fascist numbers and passports and coding and tracking. We need help from anyone, please. London, I will do some research and I'll see what I can say about it. I'm just not informed enough about what's going on in the UK right now to really comment on it. So, once again, everybody, thanks for coming. I love you all. Appreciate you all for being here. It has been another fun-filled evening. Be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me, White Hat Methods, and then Bryson Gray as well. I hope everyone had a lovely week. We'll see you tomorrow. Good luck, and God bless.